Know on my channel that I do a lot of DIY, how-tos, gardening, fishing, everything. It's a hodgepodge channel. But today my video is about water. And there's two things that really been bothering me about water. Well, probably three things, but I don't know if you knew this about water. We got one, the water problem with Saudi Arabia, that they're basically drying up Arizona for their alfalfa fields. We got two, these little things on here that you get 5 cents back for your water. Well, people on government assistance that live in these states been using the government assistance to buy cases of water to carry outside the store to empty. Explain that to you also. And then, the Nestle. If you look up Nestle, Nestle pays for the wells all over the world. And then they pull so much water out the wells to sell you bottled water. All they do is filter it. But then the towns, the small towns, the lakes are going like really dry because of that. So everybody knows there's a water problem in the United States. California, they were having their water shortage. The Mississippi River, they were having the drought. Well, right now, this is what 2023 May. The Mississippi River now is overflowing in the north end of it. So hopefully everything will flow down and it'll level out and bring up the Mississippi. It's been raining in California, snowing in California. So hopefully that water shortage, but that is from actually Utah. That water shortage comes from Utah. The snow caps in Utah comes down to Colorado River and it gets funneled that way. So hopefully there's enough snow right there. Another thing is with the cloud seeding. There's states, Dubai does it already, where they put chemicals in the clouds to make it rain in certain areas. So this is going to be a little one about rain and water shortage. So we'll start with the Saudis right now. The Saudis leased land in Arizona, and they leased land in Arizona to grow alfalfa. Now alfalfa is illegal to grow in Saudi Arabia. It's illegal to grow in Saudi Arabia because it is too much of a water intensive plant product, whatever it is to grow. So it's illegal to grow it in Saudi Arabia. So they come to United States and they leased land in Arizona. Now Arizona doesn't have water restrictions and water rights. They leased lands in Arizona and they put alfalfa farms on the leased lands in Arizona. So you see this barren land and everything, and then you see fields and fields and acres of alfalfa green. So they drilled as far as they can. So they're in like prehistoric waters right now. That's Arizona's like backup resource. Arizona's like backup water source. The Saudis are in there right now, that far down. So you got American cattle farmers that are trying to feed their cattle, but the Saudis are drying it up, watering their alfalfa. Now here's the catch. That alfalfa that the Saudis are growing, they're trucking it and they're shipping it back to Saudi Arabia to feed their cattle. All right, so I'm just bringing this to people's attention. Hopefully word will get out and it'll get shared somewhere or whatever. Do your research, do your homework. So they're drying up Arizona. They're drying up the United States to grow a crop in the United States that's illegal to grow in Saudi Arabia because it's too water intensive, but they're using our resources to grow it, to fly it back to feed their cattle over there. So I think that's BS for one. Okay, the second one, that was talking about drinking water. Now we had somebody in town, they prefer purified drinking water. I prefer spring water. It's best not to drink out of plastic bottles. The plastic disintegrates, breaks down, and you drink that. That's a whole other thing. But either way, I prefer purified water. I drink it every now and then, purified water. Spring water, because allegedly when you drink purified water, it takes the minerals out of it. And naturally water absorbs minerals. So if this was stripped of all the minerals and you drink it, it naturally tries to absorb minerals. So in my belief, it tries to absorb the minerals from your body. Therefore, I drink spring water because it still has the natural minerals, okay? But there's states, I don't even got my bifocals on. Connecticut, Maine, Hawaii, New York, and Oregon, California. I don't know who CRV is. You get 5 cents per bottle, all right? 5 cents per bottle. So what scammers and people have figured out, and this, I guess that's hard, the times that are hard, is they're using public assistance to buy cases and cases of water. So the government funded money they're using to buy cases and cases of water. They're making it to the back of the store, the side of the store. They don't even cut the plastic off yet. They just take off all the caps and they drain, they waste, completely waste every single bottle of water to go right back in the store and recycle it to get the 5 cents. So all they're doing is using the government assistance that you're getting paid for water. And other states, Flint, Michigan needs the water. I mean, realistically, there's other people, other Americans that need the water. I mean, there's homeless people out there that would love a bottle of water, you know, but they're using the government assistance money to go buy cases and cases, as many as they're allotted with water, go behind the store, opening all the cases, wasting all the water to go back inside to crush the bottles and get their nickels. So you're getting like 60 cents a case cash back for every case that they bought of water. I think that's utterly absurd. Do your research. Look into this, because it's another thing that really has bothered me about, you know, people doing this. Like, there's so much people in the United States, in the world, that need water and can drink that water, yet there's other people that are just wasting it and throwing it away to recycle the plastic bottle and grab the cash back. All right, I don't remember what else I said. I was going to talk about water. Oh, Nestle with the water. You can look up Nestle, and they get permits to drill their wells, and they drill real deep. And I don't know if it's them that petitioned the government, but natural spring water should be like right by the spring where they're pulling the. I like 7-Eleven Skier water. I love 7-Eleven Skier water. It's natural, has natural alkalines in it, and I really do love that. But a company petitioned the government years back to say that, you know what, we're going to drill 100 miles this way underground, but 100 miles that way, if there's a natural spring, we're able to call this water over here spring water. And the government passed it. The government says, okay, that sounds good to us. Okay, USA. Where they're able to go miles and miles and miles away from the natural spring, drill so far into the water until they hit something to pull up all the water. And what's bad with communities, if you look up communities that water companies, they're drilling water to pull the water out, a lot of those little creeks and a lot of people's wells are going dry for the companies for the water. Bottled water is like one of the biggest conspiracies. A lot of people are, they're worried about your city tap water. So, I mean, get a filter, get a filtration system. We use zero water filtration system, zero water. It's a filter, it's a pitcher, but it was the best one shown. But it makes strictly purified water. The filters are like $30, I think, or $30 for 2 of them. But it purifies the crap out of water really good. That's all my wife drinks. I started drinking plastic again out of spring water, but we have a family member that was having problems getting pregnant, so they went completely natural, shampoo, everything, and stopped drinking out of plastic waters. And guess what? They were able to get pregnant just doing everything natural and not drinking out of plastic bottles. All right, well, either way, that's my rant about water right now. I got some more rants going on. I was having breakfast, so I figured I'd just shoot this video right now. But water rights, Arizona, you need to really, people need to get down in Arizona. The environmentalists need to get down in Arizona. Everybody needs to get down and bring this up about Arizona, that, you know, the state itself is in a water crisis, yet another country is able